Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Knowledge for Development Center here at the Henry Luce III Library of Central Philippine University. This afternoon, we gather for the book launching of The Miracle Tree, Moringa Oleifera. So I would like to request everybody to please rise for the opening prayer, to be led by the Director for Communications, Central Philippine University, Reverend Francis Neil G. Halandoman.
Let us pray. Lord, you are the God of miracles. And today we are so thankful, God, that you have given us this opportunity to see that one of the gifts that you have given us is also called the miracle tree, the Moringa Oleifera. Lord, thank you for the research done by Dr. Palada, Dr. Joshi, Dr. Ebert. We thank you, God, that you have given them the wisdom to search and to research and to present to us what Moringa can do for us. Lord, thank you that this afternoon we are gathered here because we have seen how you have been working in and through our lives. Let it be, O God, that this book launching will be another avenue to share what you have given to us. Let it be that we will become good stewards as you have envisioned us to be. We entrust everything to you and we bring back all the glory and honor to your name, Lord. This is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Halandoman. Ladies and gentlemen, you may take your seats. And to welcome all of us to this afternoon's activity is the University President, Central Philippine University, Dr. Teodoro C. Robles.
Good afternoon, everyone. Your presence here means that you're interested in Moringa. I know that when I was little, we have Moringa trees in our yard, and people would come and ask for, when they cook something, maybe chicken, and use that as a component. And also when, I don't know if some of you remembers, that when we have a wound, maybe in our part of our body, our fingers, or arms and so on, we don't go to the hospital or health clinic, but we go pick some moringa and use that to stop the blood, and also it has some antibiotic characteristics. So I know that there may be still some other applications that we have not discovered yet. But I'm glad that we have, although there are many books available on Moringa, this one has more extensive coverage of the miracle tree. Here at Central Philippine University, our research in Moringa is dedicated to improving the native chicken industry. So we have developed solutions mixed with some other organic materials, which I cannot reveal to you, because we are producing organic feed, but we keep the secret on what we mix to make them healthy. So we see that the research should continue. We need to have more people working on what other applications this Moringa, this miracle tree have. And I'm glad that although the coverage of this book is quite extensive, maybe in the near future there will be more additions to this. And we thank the authors. Here today we have Dr. Joshi and Dr. Palada, two of the three authors, to share with us what they have developed and written, to share with many people, so that we can learn more about Moringa and help in its propagation by using it in our lives, because it is healthy. It produces healthy products. So without further ado, I'm giving this microphone back to our MC. I just want to thank you for coming today. You're very welcome in this event. All we need is to make sure that more people know about what Moringa can do for us. Sometimes if we go to some rural areas, we see that there are many trees around, Moringa trees around, but they are only used as vegetable. But now there are many people, many organizations that have developed more uses for this medical tree. So thank you again for your presence, and we hope that we will learn more from our authors what Moringa is about and what else they can share with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Robles. So now to share to us about the book and also the other members of the editing team, we have Dr. Ravindra C. Joshua.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so happy to be here after 2 years. The first time I came here during the Agri Fair, and I made the presentation here of my research in this same room. It's always nice to be back to CPU, and I would like to thank the President, Dr. Robles, for keep on inviting me again and again. Thank you so much, sir. And I'll not be talking much about the book because the senior editor, Dr. Palada, is going to make the huge presentation. I think it's going to take more than 45 minutes to present the whole book. So I don't want to repeat the same thing. But what I want to say here is that this book is being edited by 3 people. And one thing is common in all the 3 people, in 3 of us, is that we all belong to the world. We belonged before to the World Vegetable Center in Taiwan. So at one time or the other, we all 3 worked there as international recruited scientists. This book is the 2nd edition of the book. It's been a long time. The first edition was there. And so this book is very comprehensive. And this book has a huge impact on CPU because nowhere in the world you will find a revised edition so detailed of all the information on Moringa. The second important thing in this book is that we have covered areas which were not covered in the earlier book. There are more than 20 chapters from more than 42 collaborators around the world. So it has a global coverage and it has a global contents. So this is in short about the book. And I would like to thank everybody again for inviting me to Agri Fair as well as for the book launching. And it has been a great pride because I'm a part of one of the 3rd editor a co-editor in this book. So I'll leave the present. Give the mic back to the MC. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joshi. Now, I'm sure Dr. Joshi has wetter appetite about the book, Moringa, or commonly known to us as Malunggay. Malunggay, yes. Not only for tinolang manok. So now, to present the book officially to the university as part of the launching, and before also he presents to us a presentation about the miracle tree and the book itself, I'd like to call on Dr. Manuel C. Palada.
Thank you very much, Carmel, and thank you everyone for joining us during this book launching. And also I would like to thank President Robles for allowing us to conduct the Moringa research here at CPU. And I would like also to mention Professor Ho Patricio, who is the one that really maintained the research here in Moringa after introducing several proper varieties from Taiwan. And so I'm happy to see Rec Patricio here joining us. He's promoting Moringa also in Indonesia. So I would like to just go directly to the PowerPoint presentation telling us about what Moringa is and some updates on this. Some of these slides I took it from the recent symposium in South Africa. I'll just do some of the updates on the Moringa before actually some slides on the book launching. So Moringa is sometimes called the miracle tree. This is one of the most wonderful plants in the world, very useful. There's a lot of uses and benefits. So it is already getting popular in a lot of continents, in Africa, in Asia, South and Central America. So recently we have a second international symposium in South Africa, which is very popular there. So it grows in climates ranging from subtropical, dry to moist, tropical, very dry to moist forest zones, no? And it can tolerate rainfall from 760 to 2200 millimeters. But Moringa is a very drought-tolerant crop, and you can grow it in dry areas. So it's a tropical crop, and it cannot grow in temperate regions during the most of the winter season. So there's a lot of medicinal benefits or value of the plants, and FDA in the United States already recognize some of these beneficial benefits of Moringa. So it is a native actually of Northwest India. This species Oleifera is native to India, and the other species are native to Africa. But the one that we have here is the Oleifera, which is very popular or common. So this is what we have in the Central Philippine University, the collection Moringa Oleifera. We have 3 species, but this is the most popular one and very productive. And this is the second one, Moringa peregrina, which is originated in the Middle East. And according to previous studies, and this is actually the tree that was mentioned in the Bible. Moses used it to put it on the water to make the bitter water sweet, because Moringa has that property. So it is in Exodus. And this is the Stinopitala, originated from Africa. This one, the seeds is used for water purification. It is also a giant tree. And this is actually the Oleifera, and very productive. You see, it's a lot of fruits and flowers and buds, and it flowers all year round. It's a fast-growing tree. So that's why we like it very much. And these are the uses of this plant, from flowers to roots, you know. The most important part, of course, is the leaves and the seeds. And this is just a flow chart of the many uses of Moringa plant, different parts, you know. Agricultural, horticultural, industrial, cosmetics, livestock. So everything is there, and you can waste nothing in this plant. So these are the major uses: nutritional, medicinal, agricultural, industrial, and other potential uses. So a lot of possibilities. The leaves are mainly used not only for vegetables but for also medicine. It's used for agroforestry in alley cropping for control of erosion. And then the flowers are also used for medicine, and in fact sometimes used for salads. And then the pods are very popular, and the Ilocanos and the Indians use the pods for their diet. And then the roots also some medicinal values. The seed is very important because it's used not only for water purification, but the seed is actually contains the oil, which is comparable to olive oil. Yeah. It's very valuable. Yeah. So these are just some of the food and nutrition uses of moringa. So of course we use it as a fresh vegetable, especially the leaves, and the flowers and the pods. Of course the leaves, you know that we make chicken tinola is one of the components. The dry leaf is used for making powder, and the powder actually has a lot of the concentration of nutrients and vitamins in the powder is much higher than the fresh, fresh leaves, and it's used for other food fortification, like the nutribands, and I will show some of the pictures later on. The condiment, cooking oil, food supplement, and vitamins. Some are already using it for tea, coffee, and energy drink. Some for snacks, biscuits, cookies, and bread. There's even now moringa pandesal. Okay, so these are the moringa compared to other food items. So it's 7 times higher in vitamin C than oranges, 4 times higher in vitamin A than carrots, 4 times higher calcium than milk, and then 3 times potassium than bananas, and 2 times more protein in yogurt. And moringa contains all the amino acids. So it's like you are taking a multivitamin when you take moringa capsule, okay, the leaf, yeah. So it's a lot of vitamins and minerals. And this is one of the Philippine product by Andy Luto, the owner of the Manila Natures. It produces moringa live oil. This combination of the oil from the leaves and the oil from the seed. So the soap gel capsule is sold in pharmacies here. Here in Iloilo, it's available. Yeah. And then there are some products also in the US that's sold by Colipoli, and it's now there. You have the drinks, you have the powder, and you have the energy bars. No, it's very popular in the US now, and sold in World Foods. These are other food supplements and beverages from moringa. No, the powder, the capsule, the coffee, and the probiotic capsule. And lately some are already using it for pandesal. See, you go to City Mall, in supermarket, they sell the moringa pandesal there. Some are using it for juice, the malunggay juice. Some for soap, and then some for coffee. Yeah. And this is the nutritional, quality of the moringa. And you consider that it has a lot of nutrient, protein, and all of the amino acid. Those are the recommended daily intake of moringa in 10 milligrams. It will supply those nutrients to 12 to 23-year-old children and to the adults, 90 to 30-year-old women. So it will give you a lot of nutrients and vitamins for the daily requirement. In terms of traditional medicinal uses, it has about listed there 24 uses. So the most important thing here that I would like to emphasize is that it normalizes the blood sugar. It is also normalizes the blood pressure, and it's anti-cholesterol, and then antioxidant, anti-ulcer, and anti-tumor. So there's a lot, and I'm using it just to maintain my blood sugar. And there are already many friends of us who order moringa capsule because some of them have diabetes and they keep ordering from us. So it has a lot of medicinal and traditional uses. So these are also the other traditional and modern uses of moringa: inflammation, diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases. I think it's related to high blood pressure, and then gastrointestinal and hepatorenal disorders, and general well-being. It also gives you a lot of energy. So the potential health benefits, it reduces blood pressure and cholesterol levels, enhances brain function and memory, reduces anxiety and headaches, and provides children with essential vitamins and nutrients. And on the other side there, it controls blood sugar and prevention and treatment of diabetes. It builds up strong bones and prevents inflammation. Arthritis is also very effective in arthritis. We have some friends who have arthritis and they use the moringa capsule. increases the breast milk and nutrition for infants, not only for nursing mother, but also for livestock. You know, the goats, the cows, the pigs. You know, it increases or the milk production and stabilizes body weight, builds muscle, and reduces excess fat. You know, my wife told me that when she started using Moringa capsule, it reduces her weight. It's become a little bit slim. So I don't know if it is true for others, you know. Yeah. So it controls your weight. Then both immune system, helping fight colds and viruses. And my former bacteriology teacher, Manangnili Obligacion, she told me that if you have cough, kung gaubo ka, huwag ka lang sang daon sa balunggay, pagkaon mo, hindi mo na paglaktan sang tubig. Kaya imnon mo, madula ang ubo mo. So that means very effective and COC. Yeah. And lastly, there increases energy and body function and improves your sleep. Basta hindi ka lang mag-take in the evening. Kaya kung mag-take ka capsule sa evening, you cannot sleep. Yeah. Gives you a lot of energy. Yeah. So, because of this, there are now many business opportunities for Moringa, no? And one of this is the oil, which is used also for producing skincare products, mga shampoo, mga lotion, and is still out there. There's already demand for it, the Moringa oil, no? So there's a lot, no? And equally that American company produces all the bars and the energy drink, yeah. So we just attended the second international symposium of Moringa in South Africa, and there were about 150 participants from about 20 countries. So I'm there in the plaque behind ang ulo ko na lang makita da. So because I was the convener of the first symposium in Manila, and then the second symposium was in South Africa. Because Moringa is getting popular there. There are participants from Indonesia, from India, and a lot of countries, even from Brazil. Okay. So I had a chance also to launch the book there in one of the sessions. And this picture was in 2015 where Rick Patricio and Hope was there in Manila. I convened the first symposium, yeah, just to show you that it is now international. And we have one project in Leon, the farm of Dr. Robles. Beside this is the native chicken project of Adin Cabarles. So he's using the Moringa to feed the chicken. So now, this is the last part of the slide, and we will go now to the about the book, you know. So we dedicated this book to the first author of the first edition, the Miracle Tree, Dr. Roel Pogle. He worked in Africa, in Senegal, to promote the nutritional and medicinal benefit of Moringa, especially to the children that are under malnutrition. But he was about to revise the book and publish the second edition, but unfortunately he passed away, so he cannot continue the book. So I contributed one chapter there, but at ABRDC in Taiwan, we thought that we will continue what his wish was to publish the second edition. So this is the reason why we dedicated this book to him. And the editors are, of course, Dr. Ebert, my colleague from ABRDC, the World Vegetable Center in Taiwan. He is now retired in Germany. He was the one who gave us I think about 18 varieties of Moringa from Taiwan, and we multiplied there. Professor Patricio was the one who maintained it. Yeah. So he's now in Germany and retired, and of course Dr. Ravi Jusi is still active in this in Moringa, especially he worked in South Pacific, in Solomon Island, Fiji, and all of those small islands, and he also promoted Moringa there. And the foreword was written by Dr. Dennis Gariti. He was the Director General of World Agroforestry Center in Kenya. Before that, he was also with IRI, my colleague, and he's now retired but still active. Yeah. And of course, our president, Dr. Robles, I asked him to write the book, the foreword, because CPU is actually the one that should have the merit for this book. So it's Central Philippine University. So Dr. Robles, thank you for writing the foreword, and you will get your complimentary copy when I come back in January. Yeah. So about this book, it follows an early edition of the Miracle Tree written by Dr. Lowell Fogley. And this is a multi-author volume that contains 463 pages of new research and development on Moringa. And it contains 20 chapters. So the book is about 1 kilo. It's a little bit heavy. Yeah. So I cannot bring a lot of copies. So over the past several decades, Moringa has grown in popularity due to its nutritional and health benefits, as was already mentioned in previous slides. So a great number of information has accumulated specifically on advances in research and development. And the most recent there was cited is the first International Symposium on Moringa by International Society for Horticultural Sciences, published in the volume of Acta Horticultura, volume 1153. And we have about 3 articles there contributed by Hope, Patricio, me, and other authors, you know. And the copy, I think, is available in the library. So this edition now is more comprehensive than the first edition, and it will be useful for students, researchers, farmers, and the global Moringa industry. So if some students would like to conduct their master's thesis or BS thesis or PhD thesis, they can use this book as a reference. So it's more recent. So these are the contents, and there are 20 chapters. So I just go this quickly. And contributors, there are a total of 45 total chapter contributors, the authors I mean. And then countries or continent, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Kenya, Niger, Indonesia, from China, India, Pakistan, Philippines, and Taiwan. And in Western Asia, there's 1 author from Israel. And in United Kingdom, 1 also contributor. And other European countries, Austria, France, and Germany. And in Central America, Nicaragua, those authors contributed a chapter on livestock production and Moringa. And then, of course, in North America, Mexico, and United States. So this is how the book was written and contributed by 45 contributors. So where can you get the book? This is an important question. It's now published by X Libris Publishing in the USA, and you can also get it from Amazon.com. If you want to order, I think the price went down now to from $240 to $191. But if I order for you, I will get 50% discount as an author. And it will be available also in EPUB version. You can download it for just, I think it's just $3 or $4 to download the EPUB version. So this is the book, and it has an ISBN number, and that is now reduced, and it is available in Amazon.com and X Libris. So I would like to just show you this slide that was presented by the Brazilian, because they want to sponsor the next, can we have the sound? The next symposium will be in Brazil in 2021.
It has been used for thousands of years like a food of the Indian people. In the past, the Moringa was recognized as the tree of life, as Moses used it to purify marine waters and quench the thirst of the desert people. Holy Bible, Exodus, chapter 15, verse 20 to 25. Europe imports 40% of India's annual Moringa production. The main destinations are Germany 35%, United Kingdom 14%, Austria 9%, France 8%, and Spain finishing with 6%. Legislation in these countries allows use for herbal medicines, food supplementation, and water cleaning. In Brazil, Moringa was introduced as an ornamental plant in the 1950s. Beginning in 1970, research began on the nutrients it has and the benefits it brings. There are currently more than 2,800 academic articles on Google Scholar, academic, signed by several researchers from public and private universities in the country, including the Embrapa. In Africa, Moringa has been a great ally in the fight against malnutrition. It is recommended by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Green color of the plant indicates that it has the largest vitamins and minerals on the planet. On November 10, 2019 will be held in Pretoria, the second Moringa International Symposium event in which Moringa Care will be representing Brazil. The U.S. National Library of Medicine provides access to PubMed, which is the Medline database, with over 1,000 articles addressing Moringa's research in biomedicine. Medline has over 4,800 journals published in the United States and in more than 70 countries worldwide, from 1966 to the present day. Canada is one of the member countries with representation from MCC, a committee that works in 60 countries, churches and organizations to strengthen access to clean water, food, health and education. In Australia, Moringa is usually sold in powder, dried leaves for nutrition and health, skin and hair moisturizing, fertilizers and animal nutrition. In Japan, Moringa is recommended and sold in powdered and bulk flower formulas and capsules. Recognized as a supernatural food. China has a high-tech Moringa research and processing company. It specializes in human health, natural plant materials and uses technologies in the new age, working in partnership with companies and the Zhang's University of Chinese Medicine. In Russia, Moringa is also recommended and marketed as nature's natural source and curative action for over 300 diseases. $210 million people, 13.5 million live in extreme poverty. 15 million suffer from malnutrition. 33% with nutritional deficiency. 34 million people, 17% of the population, have no access to clean water, and Moringa has great potential for water purification. 110 million people have access to the knowledge and financial conditions to maintain a healthy diet and are already seeking to consume natural products rich in vitamins and minerals. 17% of the Amazon is devastated or occupied. Our intention is to bring back endangered animals, as Moringa is a flower-producing mellifera year-round, attracting bees that act as pollinators, providing balance for biodiversity.
Welcome to New Age of Nutrition and Healthy Living, Moringa Care Brazil.
I will have the last video. This is about processing Moringa in Ghana.
Thank you, Dr. Palada, for that minefield of information. Indeed, that's a miracle in a tree. So now again, I would like to request Dr. Joshi and Dr. Palada to do the honors of presenting this copy of the book to our university president, Dr. Teodoro C. Lopez.
So on behalf of the editors, myself, Dr. Luce, and Dr. Andreas Ebert, we would like to present this book to President Robles, Central Philippine University. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the authors, especially Dr. Palada and Dr. Luce is here today, for presenting this book for Central Philippine University. So we hope that this source of information will be very valuable in our search for more applications of Moringa. So we should not be just satisfied with what has been done already, but we want to make sure that the research continues. So thank you very much for this book, and we hope it will be very useful for the next, not only the current generation, but for the next generation.
Thank you. And I would like also to announce that Ms. Shaila Cabalona is here. There's a lot of Moringa products, so if you want to look at their products, she's there and she has a display. Okay? So I'm sorry that I didn't bring a lot of capsule or powder, but she can, show you their Moringa products. Thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have officially launched the Miracle Tea, Moringa Oleifera. Thank you for coming. And in the booklets that you received earlier during registration, there are vital information that you would need to order. Make sure you have your own copy, or how you could contact the authors and the editors. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and would like to request everyone to please partake of our fellowship snacks at the back, and please stay so you can talk more about the Miracle Tea. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.